Hello, freshman class. What a very weird year it has been for our freshmen, and we are so looking forward to seeing many of you in person over the next few weeks. But in the meantime, I cannot believe it, but we are already welcoming you to your sophomore year as 10th graders next year, and it's important that you begin selecting your classes. So the purpose of this video is to go over some of the information that you will need. Mr. Murphy and I hope to see you very soon in person, but until then, we wanted to share some important information. So we're going to talk about high school graduation requirements and some opportunities like the Career Center, and of course, selecting your classes. In order to graduate from an Allegheny County public high school, you must take and pass 23 credits throughout high school. Of those 23 credits, 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 science, and 3 social studies are required, as well as at least 1 fine arts class, 1 phys ed, 1 technology course, the half credits of health and personal finance, and then some electives and a pathway. So for a pathway, there are several different options, and we'll talk about those as we go forward. In addition to classes, there are graduation requirements when it comes to testing. Last we heard from the State Department is that we will be offering the spring testing at Allegheny this year. If that is the case, you will be taking the HSA government class if you're currently enrolled in the government course. For those of you that are taking algebra currently, you will also take that test. And we'll talk about ELA 10 for next year and MESA in the coming years. Also, something to keep in the back of your mind, in order for you to be considered college and career ready by the end of your junior year, you need to work towards that unweighted grade point average of a 3.0. And when you take Algebra 2, you definitely want to earn at least a B in the course. These indicators, as well as possible SAT or ACT scores or MCAP scores, are going to be critical to show that by the time you graduate, you are college or career ready. How is your grade point average calculated? For every A that you earn in an academic level class, you earn 4 points. For every B, a 3, and so on. For honors level classes, because they're more challenging, they're weighted an additional half credit. So if you're earning an A in an honors course, you're earning 4.5 quality points, and a 3.5, 2.5. If you're taking AP Government this year, or you plan on taking AP World History or AP Environmental Science next year, advanced placement classes are weighted up an entire point. Now you'll notice that D's do not get an extra point. That's because they're not considered average work. And any F that's earned is worth 0 points. So for example, in order to calculate your grade point average, and I'll kind of do it real quickly and as simply as I can. Let's say you have earned and you're earning a B in your English class. So that'd be 3 points, and you're earning a B in your math, and you're earning a B in your science, and let's say you're only earning a D, and so forth. Each class that you take, you record how many points you've earned, and then for the 7 classes you're taking, you would divide the number you get by 7. And that is how your grade point average is calculated. And if you want to talk about your grade point average, we can do so at your scheduling conference that I'll talk about in a minute. Keep in mind, if you plan to play sports, it's important that you earn that 2.0 grade point average in the current marking period. So the marking period that just ended, the second marking period, all students that had a 2.0 grade point average are eligible to participate in sports during the third marking period. Any students that wish to participate in sports during the fourth marking period, it's essential that they earn the 2.0 in the third marking period. So in other words, each marking period that we're currently in, determines your eligibility for the next. For our fall athletes in fall of 2021, you'll need to end this school year, the fourth marking period, with a 2.0 GPA so that you can practice throughout the summer and begin your fall sports. If you have any questions about that, you can certainly ask Mr. Murphy or I at your scheduling interview. Now, these are not our graduation requirements, but just so you can kind of get some sort of idea, many colleges will require more than what Allegheny County requires to graduate. And one important example is that a lot of four-year universities, they want to see the 2 years of a world language. We offer our students any of the following pathways. You can be a world language completer. You could be an advanced tech completer. You could be a skills completer at the Career Center. You could be a biomed completer. But what we'd like you to do is just notice that some colleges and university systems, the University of Maryland system, for example, their requirements go a little bit above and beyond what our high school graduation requirements would be. It's your responsibility. Start checking with any colleges that you're interested in. You'll want to make sure you start doing that before you run out of opportunity to take the classes. And NCAA eligibility, if you're an athlete and you plan to pursue a Division I or Division II athletic scholarship, there's additional requirements for those athletes. And that's something that you need to take care of by the end of your junior year. Again, any of these things that we're talking about throughout this video, if you have questions or you say, oh, that, hey, that applies to me, then write it down and bring that question or concern with you to the scheduling conference that I'll tell you about in a moment. Our school has a chapter of the National Honor Society for students that are earning a 3.7 or better grade point average at the beginning of their junior year. They receive a letter of invitation to join this prestigious National Honor Society. So that's another great thing to work toward. And something very important for our ninth graders to understand is that this time next year as a 10th grader, you'll be offered the opportunity to apply to go to the Career Center if that's something that you would like to do. You'll have an entire presentation all about what's the different skills and programs that are offered at the Career Center. But the reason we're mentioning it now as a ninth grader is because the eligibility to go to the Career Center, it's important that you have 12 credits by the end of your junior year. So that's kind of impossible to do if you don't pass any of your classes in grade 9. It's very, very important that you finish this year strong and earn all 7 credits or as many as possible. English 9 and 10, government, you'll take world next year. So these are the important things to pass and have finished by the end of grade 10 so that if you choose to go to the Career Center, that your application will be considered and you'll be eligible to attend. So let's talk about next year, sophomore class selection and what you need to choose. Everybody will be selecting an English class, English 10 or English 2, second year of English, or if you're doing very well in English 9, you could select Honors English. If you are taking Honors English 9 this year, and doing well in it, we also recommend that you go on to Honors English 2 or Honors English 10 next year. Now for math, if you are currently taking integrated algebra, you need to take Algebra 1 next year. And then that shows you what you would take in grade 11. If you're currently taking Algebra 1, you need to select geometry or honors geometry. If you're doing great in math and math is something that you like, definitely take honors geometry. Then you'll move on to Algebra 2 or Honors Algebra 2 your junior year. Now, if you took Algebra 1 back at Braddock or in 8th grade, and you're currently taking geometry or honors geometry, next year you need to move on to Algebra 2 or Honors Algebra 2. And we do have a few students that are already in Algebra 2. Your choice would be to go on to Trig Pre-Calc or Honors Trig Pre-Calc. And we have just 1 or 2 students, I believe, that are 9th graders taking the Honors Trig This year as a ninth grader, your goal next year would be to go on to AP Calc. Now, if you're in one of these categories, you may not see the class you need in Aspen for the course request. Please just type it in the notes. We know what math you're taking. Just Aspen won't allow you to jump ahead and select something that's not what typically is in your grade level. So just write us the note and we'll place that in your schedule for you. Okay, let's talk about science breakdown. If you're currently taking earth science or honors earth science, you need to take biology or honors biology next year. If you're currently taking biology or honors biology this year, your choice is to move on to chemistry or honors chemistry, or you could move on to AP environmental next year and take the honors chemistry your junior year. And if you've doubled up in 2 science classes, you'll take the third science next year. And any questions about the sciences, please ask at your scheduling conference. Social studies. Now, this assumes that you're currently taking government. If you've transferred in from out of the county, you might not be taking government. And if that's the case, you'll want to select government next year. Most of you are taking government, or you're taking AP government or honors government this year. So next year, you need to move on to world history. And we have world history at 3 different levels: the academic level, the honors level, and an AP world history. Again, remember that the AP is a college level class, and if you choose to take the AP exam and pass it, you may earn college credit for the class. And even if you don't intend to take the exam, it's still a great course and does prepare you well for college. Some featured half credit classes. This was the very first year we were able to offer Intro to Agriculture and Natural Resources and Wildlife and Forestry Management. One thing we've noticed, a lot of students want to work for DNR or NRP, and we were super excited. Ms. Stark taught these this year, and we've had great feedback. There's even a video that she did that tells you a little bit about those classes. Next year, we're adding 2 additional half credit courses: an animal and vet science for small animals, animal and vet science for large animals. So notice that these are fall and spring classes. You do not have to take 811 and 812. You could take 811 Intro to Ag and Animal Vet Science. You can take them in different combinations. But if you have room in your schedule next year and you're interested in veterinary science or something with natural resources police, you may want to consider these classes. Great opportunity. And we have some other science classes for those that are thinking about going into a healthcare field. One of the classes that you will not see on the course selection sheet and you will not see in Aspen is a new thing. It started this year. It's a class called Peer Connections on Honors Peer Mentoring. This is a class, it's not on the sheet because you must be recommended to enroll in these courses. Students that take these classes learn how to become a peer mentor. There are summer workshop opportunities. They're part of our student leadership team. So although you may not select this in scheduling, we will add it for you. In order to let us know that you're interested in applying, you will click and they'll take you to the application. It's a very brief application. You'll fill that out and then ask us about it at your scheduling conference. So all of you will be moving on to an English, math, science, and social studies next year. And then to fill the remaining spots in your schedule, you want to think, what pathway am I pursuing? Am I currently a world language completer? Am I taking Chinese 1 and need to move on to Chinese 2? Am I taking Spanish 2 and I need to move on to honors Spanish 3? If you're not a world language completer, but you want to be, you need to pick up your first world language next year. If you're not planning on being a world language completer, if you're going to the Career Center, that's great. That's where you'll get your pathway. But if you're not completing the world language, you're not planning to go to the Career Center, we would encourage you to get started and take an advanced tech course. Those are classes, I'll show you the selection sheet in a moment. They're things like construction tech and manufacturing tech. Very hands-on, a lot of fun in those classes as you create things. But those courses you would want to take next year, get one under your belt, see if you like it, and if you plan to continue in it. Have you taken your PE credit this year? If not, you might want to fit that in your schedule next year. It will also be an original credit summer school opportunity. Have you taken health and personal finance? If you're planning on going to the Career Center and you haven't taken this year, you want to probably get that into your schedule this next year. And have you taken your tech? All students need to take either Exploring Computer Science, Foundations of Tech, or AP Computer Science. One of those three courses satisfies the graduation requirement, and then two advanced techs, they satisfy the advanced tech pathway option. And then if you're getting involved in any clubs or groups, let's say, for example, you're really thinking about being involved in the school play or school musical next year. Maybe you want to sing, maybe you want to act, maybe you want to be part of the stage crew, maybe you want to be part of set design because you're very artistic. Well, then you would probably want to sign up for some electives, journalism, if you want to be part of the yearbook. If you play a sport and your coach needs you to be in a team training class, please select team training in Aspen, and then in notes to counselor, let us know what sport you play so that we know which course to put you in. Are you in the co-ed class? Are you in the football team training, the basketball team training, and so on? Another great opportunity is students can graduate at graduation. They can be recognized as a graduate with honors. And the criteria to be recognized as a graduate with honors is to, throughout the course of your high school career, have taken at least 12 honors or AP classes, and to graduate with a 3.5 or better GPA. And if you do so, you'll receive that distinction at graduation. So course selection opens up March 1st. Starting March 1st, when you log into Aspen, you will be able to start selecting your classes. And we'll be popping out another little video that kind of shows how to do that, because you only do it once a year and a lot of students forget how to do it. The other thing we would like you to do is to schedule an appointment with your counselor, and I'll show you the link. Upcoming seniors get the first week priority, the week of February 22nd to 26th, but we want you to make your appointment as soon as possible. There are going to be afternoon and evening hours available. Your parents, it'll be a Google Meet, so your parents are welcome to sit in, but keep in mind so that we can meet with all students, they're limited to a very brief 20 minutes. So come prepared, make sure you've watched all of the videos, make sure you've written down any questions you might have, because the 20 minutes will go by very quickly. So some final thoughts: you will need to enter your request March 1st through 8th. If you do not do that, Mr. Murphy and I will have to put your classes in for you. And again, we'll do our best, but we may be picking things that you don't necessarily want. And once those requests are in, that's what determines how many sections of different classes we have. And if you change your mind or you didn't select anything, and then in the fall you think, oh, I'd really like to take such and such a class, it might not be available to you. So it's very important that all students enter the requests during this window. You must select 7 or more requests. If you need to recover a class and you want to do so over the summer, there are going to be, for students that fail classes this year, you may recover up to 4 classes over the summer. 2 classes the first session and 2 classes the second session. If it was me, after spending a year in school, I don't really want to spend all summer back in virtual school. So do your very best. Earn the credits this year if at all possible. Get the grades up, finish 3rd and 4th quarter strong, and earn all your credits. But summer school will be an option. It is free. It will be virtual. If you need to sign up for summer school classes, put that in the notes box as well, so that we know which classes you'd like to take over the summer. If you didn't start the biomed program this year, but now you've watched the video, you think this is something you want to be a part of, you can get started next year. You would need to take the first 2 courses next year. So you want to ask your counselor about that at your meeting. Make sure you're thinking, if the Career Center is something you're interested in, make sure you're passing your classes, make sure you're thinking about that option now. Please share this video, share this information with your parent or guardian. We want them to be informed as well. And just watch, try to put as many videos, different information into the scheduling folder as possible so that you know all the opportunities that are available for you. Please don't pick classes based on what teacher you think might be teaching the course or what friends you think are teaching the course, because Aspen, it's all based on the requests. The schedule is built out, and which teachers are teaching which classes are based on the number of students that request those classes. So again, requests are just that. They're things you're requesting you would like to see in your schedule. It's not guaranteeing that you'll get those things. It's just letting us know what you want us to put in your schedule for next year. Now, we will encourage you all to join us on February 23rd at 11 a.m. It's a B day, so you don't have any class at 11. We want you to log into the live Google Meet with Mr. Murphy and I. It'll be your entire freshman class in the meeting with us. And we just want to go over any questions. That's your opportunity to kind of talk to us and for us to answer questions as a group. And we also would like you to schedule your appointment time with the counselor. It's the time for you to meet one-on-one with your counselor, and I will show you how to reserve your appointment time in Schoology. Please be prompt and remember they're limited to 20 minutes. So let me get out of this and I will show you in the Schoology course. We've set up for the counseling office, the freshman class course, 9th grade. And in the course request and scheduling folder, the video that you're watching was found right here. I'm recording it and getting ready to upload it in a few moments. Notice that here's the February 23rd at 11 a.m. This is the class conference, so you would just click on that. And what it will do when you click on this, it would take you to the live Google Meet. There's nobody here because it's not February 23rd yet, but you would just click Join Now to join the conference. Let me close that out. Go back into the folder. So there's how you access the conference to meet with us. Here is the selection sheet that I was talking about. And again, this is a piece of paper. It doesn't load here, so you have to click on the sheet to view it. You do not need to fill out this paper. You are going to be entering your request in Aspen. This piece of paper, though, is a great way for you just to get a general overview of all the things you might want to take. Do you want honors English or English 2? Do you want a world language? Do you want which science class? So this is what the requests look like. Here's a bunch of our semester courses. Here are the Career Center items. And then this goes over, this sheet is really important. You can print this out if you'd like to, share it with a parent, but it will show you the different graduation requirements that I've just gone over. Go back into the folder. So I've been talking throughout this presentation about scheduling your appointment with your counselor. If your last name is A through L, you're going to click here to reserve a spot with Mr. Murphy. If your last name is M through Z, you're going to click on this one. And it takes you to my calendar. Now notice it says next available appointment slots are the week of February 22nd. Notice I have all these appointment slots Monday evening up through 7 p.m. They all say seniors. Please don't take one of those slots. Those are reserved to give our upcoming seniors priority. So go into the next week or the week after that, and what you'll do is you'll find a good time that works for you between 1 and 3, Monday through Friday, or between 1 and 7 p.m., Monday and Wednesday. So if one of these times is good for you, you think Wednesday, I could talk with Miss Llewellyn then, you'll click on it. It'll automatically put your name in. Where, this is a Google Meet, so you don't need to put where. And then a description. You don't really need a description. You can just, if there's any questions you have for me that you want to put in there, or you just want to say, I just want to talk to you about which classes I should pick, whatever you want to type in there, a nice little note, and then just click save. And that will book your appointment with me. I'll accept the request, and you'll get a link for a Google Meet, and that's how we'll meet this year to talk about your classes. So I know that was a ton of information. We're trying to put everything that you need to know in this course request and scheduling folder. Here's the application to be a peer mentor. So if that's something that you're interested in, you would click on that. Like I said, it gives you some information. It's a real quick application, and you'll click submit. And then we'll discuss it at your course selection interview and conference. I hope you got something out of this video. I know it's a lot of information in a very little time, and I'm sorry we couldn't meet in person this year. I know many of you are heading back to school very soon, and we are very excited about seeing you in person over the next coming weeks. Unfortunately, we will not be able to have students pulled out of class to come sit in our offices to do these conferences, which is why we're going to try the Google Meet and the conferences. Thank you so much for watching this, and stay healthy, stay well, and we can't wait to see you very soon.